A lot of people fall short of reaching their full potential because they lack effective goal setting. Now, whether you want to put on muscle, lose body fat, or gain strength, it is paramount that you have clear and defined goals to increase the likelihood of you achieving those outcomes. We're gonna go over today how to set clear and defined goals to keep you on track. Now, before we start setting goals, we have to start at why. Why do you want to transform your physique? Your reasons might be deeply personal. It might be boosting confidence. It might be to set a good example for your children. It might be acting in alignment with the person that you know you need to be in the future. The reason why it's so important to know your why is because it's going to be the compelling reason to keep you going, to keep you disciplined, pushing towards these outcomes, even in absence of feelings like motivation. Now, once you have defined your why, you need to set clear and defined goals. Now, I know you've heard of the term SMART goals, but they're actually the best frameworks to use in order for us to set good goals and increase the likelihood of us achieving them. Now, your goals need to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time sensitive. If we have all of these elements when we set these goals, it increases the likelihood of us achieving them because we can essentially plan for them, measure their success, decide whether we're on track or not, make the best decision to move us forward if we've hit a plateau or something along those lines. Now, let's use two examples here. Let's say someone comes along and says, I want to get leaner. They want to get leaner around their stomach. No time frame, no specifics to it. Just people have the best intentions. They know what they want, but they set these really shallow goals and leave us in a situation where we don't know how long it's going to take to get there. We don't know when we're going to get there. We don't really know the specifics of what does leaner mean for that person outside of the stomach. It's like, what else do they want to look like? Maybe they want to perform a certain way. These things all give us a bit of an understanding of how the plan gets put together and how we can measure the success along the way. So let's say we have somebody who wants to do a photo shoot in 12 weeks time and look, exceptionally lean. We've worked out that around 10 to 12% body fat is what they're after in terms of desired look. And we know that that's going to take this particular individual about 6 kilos to lose within that time frame. So that's roughly about half a kilo a week, which is around about a 500 calorie deficit per day. Now, once we've set these specific measurable goals, we obviously need to make sure that we're tracking our progress to obtain whether we're on track or not. And if we're not, we have really good information to know what changes we can make in order to move us in the right direction. So what we're gonna do is give you a list of all of the areas that you can use to collate your data and your subjective feedback to obtain whether you're staying on track or not. So the first one is progress photos. We want to make sure that we're assessing our physique and the changes within our physique on a regular basis. Now, if you're really serious and you have a very serious outcome, that might be every 2 weeks. If you've got a little bit more of a longer time frame and you want to see a little bit more of a change, it might be every 4 weeks. From there, we also want to see changes in body measurements. So this is where you could run a tape around the girths of your body. Some people might be able to use something like skin fold calipers if they've got access to good quality ones or a good quality practitioner. But being able to see the sites change around your body is also a really good indicator that things are moving in the right direction or not. The next one's scale weight average. Now, we know that scale weight is very inconsistent if we use it as a one-off, but we know that scale weight average is done in the same environment with the same scales, as repeatable as possible in terms of the process, and doing an average of that about 3 to 5 times, possibly 7 if you're very serious with your results, is going to give you an average over time, and we can use that as really good information. Now, as a caveat, if you're one of those people where the scale gets you down and it's going to derail your progress, don't use it. Use every other metric that we've used in this particular section of the video in order to assess whether you're making progress or not. I know for some of you, tracking all of that data seems a little bit overwhelming, but if you're not tracking anything at all, you're essentially just guessing. And if you're not assessing, as they say, you're guessing, you're leaving things up to chance, and you're setting yourself up for disappointment. So the choice is yours, really. Now, for some of you, life is going to get in the way. For whatever reason, there's external circumstances that have either pushed out the time frame of your goals, or maybe it's put a little bit of a temporary halt to your body transformation. Now, the most important thing here is that we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, and we don't just undo all of the hard work that we've put in up until this point, and we don't let it deter us from setting good goals in the future. Because I know how some of you think, and it's like, if I don't set any SMART goals in the future, because of this one time that, for whatever reason, I had to pull my goal short or whatever, then I may as well never do it again. At the end of the day, we are way better off setting good quality measurable goals that are clear and defined than just leaving things up to chance because of that one time that, for whatever reason, we just didn't achieve whatever we wanted to achieve. Now, as you can see, goal setting is important. It keeps us on the right track, makes things specific for us, allows us to set measurable, tangible outcomes along the way, and also gives us really good information to see if we're on track or not. So hopefully by now, you've seen the power of goal setting and you're more committed to setting more clear and defined outcomes. Now, if you're somebody who wants to transform your physique and maybe saw this video and still doesn't know where to start, you can hit the link in the description and it can take you to our body transformation guide, which is completely free. And it goes through all of the processes involved on how to transform your physique from a training perspective, nutrition perspective, data tracking perspective. We've even got examples on how to train, got programs in there. You can get your macros set out for you. Everything involved that you need to transform your physique on your own. Everything is there for you to take and use and get the best result you possibly can.